If you feel like you can't keep money in your bank account, you're not alone. Consumer advisor Clark Howard explains how people can stop impulse buying.
Is money just vanishing from your life and you're like, where is it going? Well, a lot of it is impulse. Impulse buys, something we see and we say, what a deal, I'm going to buy it. Or there'll be a coupon and we got to take advantage of that coupon and buy whatever. I think how many times I've done that to myself in the supermarket where something's on coupon and I buy it and it sits there and it rots and ultimately has to be thrown out. What a bad idea. So really, really be intentional about your spending. And I know this isn't going to be popular, but I'd like for you, if you feel like your money is just flying out the door, write down for 2 weeks everything you spend money on. And then go back and look at that list. You'll change how you spend. I guarantee it. I'm Clark Howard.
A boom in U.S. productivity may explain how inflation has solved within a strong economy. Data from the Labor Department shows that productivity increased 2.7% from a year earlier. That is also above the average increase over the past 2 decades. The strong productivity meant higher wage growth for workers and covered labor costs for employers. The Arcadium School District says 3 of its students are heroes for what they did when they were out shoveling snow. Last month, the district says Arcadium Middle School's students, Kale, Leyland, and Cooper, were out shoveling snow for people to earn some extra cash. When they knocked on Butch Stringer's door, they heard him yelling for help. They rushed inside to help and realized he had fallen 3 days earlier. The group called 911, getting Stringer the help that he needed. Now, weather specialist Nick Dunn joins us live with your Storm Center 7 forecast. And Nick, that's an amazing story. It really shows why kids should get out there, shovel snow, which they probably had to do today.
Yeah, they need to make sure they're bundled up too because those wind chills are quite chilly. So
it was brutal.
Yeah, in fact, let's talk about what the wind chill actually is because it's an interesting little scientific thing. So on a typical day where you have no wind and say the air temperature is 20 degrees, keep in mind our bodies lose heat through convection, but when there's little to no wind, a layer of that heat actually helps keeps us pretty warm. If you notice outside on a cold day when it's not windy, it takes a little longer for you to get cold. And so that feels like temperature is the exact same as the air temperature. But in contrast, if you have a nice strong wind, say about 30 miles per hour or so, that little layer of heat around you, it blows away. And so you start to get cold very quickly. And you can see the little guy here shivering. That's what a lot of you might actually be doing out there this evening. And when you factor in a 30 mile per hour wind with an air temperature of 20 degrees, it gives you a feels like temperature of 1. Let's take you outside this evening to Salina. You can see the flag is blowing pretty strong up here. Also a nice blanket of snow, but the snow's not going to stick around for too much longer as we're going to start to see some warmer temperatures moving into the Miami Valley. Live Doppler 7 tonight, we've got a pretty challenging temperature forecast because obviously some of you have more snow than others, and the winds have been varying at different times tonight. But right now it's 13 in Dayton, 12 in Urbana, 12 in Wapakoneta. Let's look at some of the current wind speeds across the Miami Valley. Now, the winds are coming out of the southwest, which you would typically think is a warmer air, but it's helping to keep temperatures from free falling too far. But a sustained wind at 14 here in Dayton, 11 in Salina. Springfield, your sustained wind is at 18 miles per hour. And so when you factor all that together, here's your wind chills. We're sitting at 2 below here in Dayton, 4 below in Richmond and Sydney, one of our colder spots, and a balmy, if you will, 4 degrees above zero in Springer. And actually, a couple spots just now starting to update there. So let's take a look at what you can expect for tomorrow because the wind is not going to necessarily die down altogether for our Sunday. We're going to see some wind gusts potentially close to 30 miles per hour during the middle portions of the day and going into the afternoon. So despite air temperatures tomorrow getting into the 30s and getting above freezing, these wind gusts are not going to make it feel very good out there. Wind chills in the morning will be in the teens and even some spots still below zero. So as you go out the door tomorrow, the winter coat, a definite necessity for you. Hat and gloves, probably a pretty good idea as well. And we should see a good deal of sunshine tomorrow, just like we saw this afternoon. So you're going to want to take the sunglasses because with the sun glare and the sun reflecting off the snow, it's going to be pretty bright out there as well. But the good news is it's not going to last for long because we do have spring-like temperatures returning. Our typical high is 42 degrees, and look at that afternoon high for Wednesday. And that 57 is going to feel pretty nice. Now, we do have to pay a price for that. We're going to get some clouds back in here ahead of another storm system, but that's still several days away. So tomorrow morning, we're going to have clear skies to start, and that's going to help temperatures to stay pretty chilly for us, at least for the first part of the day. Into the afternoon, a good amount of sunshine and a couple of clouds out there, but they're not going to be the type of clouds that bring us any precipitation. Now, Sunday night into Monday, you start to notice the cloud cover increasing here, Some of the models actually suggest that maybe some fog develops. I'm not buying that just yet. Let's wait a little bit and see how that part of the forecast unfolds. But by Monday afternoon, we start seeing the clouds fading away, and we'll go partly cloudy for the rest of your afternoon on Monday. Now for tonight, this overnight low of 11 degrees. We already have dropped as low as 12, so some spots may get a little colder than this, but I'll kind of wait and see what happens. Clear skies, and you're going to find some patchy refreeze, particularly in spots that didn't get enough sun today to start to melt any of that snow. Here's your Storm Center 7-day forecast for Monday. Looking at a high of 48 degrees. We keep the sunshine and some clouds around as well. Our next chance of precipitation does not come until Thursday with a high of 54. That starts to usher in some colder air, but still pretty seasonable for us with highs in the lower 40s by the end of the week.
Thank you, Nick. And our weather coverage does not stop here. On our free WHO weather app, you can keep up with everything Mother Nature throws at you. It is easy to download from either the QR code on your screen or in your phone's app store. And it's